I'm just going to be tone demonstrating.
Okay, exactly.
Oh, not really. He'll just make me go out and see. Like he'll go like, "Oh, you can't drink anymore."
I just say to him, like, Al, just think, what would John McLaughlin do in this situation? Big Al may have to go back to Bradford any day.
Well, that's true, man. Well, shit happens. Huh?
Okay, should we roll? Or are we rolling?
Yeah, go ahead. The camera's already going. That's
all right. So we're here today with my very good friend Allan Holdsworth. I'm John Pagler, sales guy for Rockett pedals, and I'm here with Chris Van Tassel, co-owner of Rockett, and we introduced the Allan Holdsworth signature pedal a while back at NAMM and released it spring, early summer, I forget now, a long time. And we're here with Allan today for Allan to give us a little feedback on what he thinks of the finished product and give us some history of how it developed. Over to you, Big Al.
All right then, oh great, so then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how did it develop?
We bribed you.
Yeah. No. It was. No, it was just I was really interested in like a pedal that was like a combination pedal that had like a the thing I really dig about the pedal is it has a really cool combination of like the boost, which is what I like. I've always liked straight ahead boost pedals that don't add any distortion, but just push the front end of the amp. And then also sometimes I've liked using a distortion pedal, but quite often distortion pedals have like a like one tone control, and it's either, if you turn the tone up, basically when you turn the tone down you're just rolling off high end. And a lot of amplifiers, that's not enough. You really need more than that. So I really love this pedal for that, because you can control. If I get an amp like the one I'm using now, in this instance was an old Yamaha amp, I can roll off a little bottom, and I can also roll off a little bit of the top. So it's kind of, instead of just having a tone control that just knocks the top off, I can actually shape it. So if you're playing with a 4x12 cabinet and the thing's like kind of got too honky or whatever, you can just take a little bit of that off, which you couldn't do with a normal distortion pedal. And then at the same time, if you've got a single 12 cabinet and it's not making it, you could kind of pump up the bottom end a little bit. And also, yeah, it's just the flexibility of having the bass and the treble separate is very important to me. It's a big deal.
We're very pleased with the outcome of this, and the T word is in there, that transparency of tone. It doesn't fight back. It's
not fighting back. No. I mean, the guitar fights back.
Exactly.
But so typically I use the pedal with a little bit of the, like you would use a normal distortion pedal, with a little bit of the gain and the volume that's pushing the front end of the amp. Then I'll just use the boost just to get a little bit more of that to drive the front of the amp, and the tone control shaping just to enhance whatever the amp is or is not doing, so well, I mean, it's really nice to be able to get, to balance the highs and the lows.
Not bad for a northerner.
All right then. Cost you a pound.
Several.
Yeah. So the other thing is, like, if I take off the boost part, it's just working more like a regular distortion pedal, but at the same time I still have control over the highs and lows. Now it's much cleaner. know, just for me, like most of the time, I like a little bit more than that. So it goes to 11.
So if you need that little push over the cliff.
Yeah, a little push over the cliff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. I need it. I don't know if you need it.
Oh, I always need a push. No, I'm ready to fall over the cliff anyway. It's good. It's all good.
Wonderful.
Look at that. That's not going to be on there. I told you about the lawnmower.
I think we could probably get a little snippet of it just with that reaction. That was pretty funny, yeah.
You know, I'm not like in the. I have to be on a stage in that. You know, I can't.
The whole world's a stage. Willie the Shape.
Yeah,
huh?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not in the party pieces.
Yeah.
You know.
I know it sucks, but you do Allan Holdsworth better than we do.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Some guys do a good version. But anyway, I mean, it's a beautiful pedal. It's really transparent. It doesn't. It's not doing anything that I don't want it to do. It's beautiful, and it's extremely flexible. And you have two pedals in one. Basically, you have like a kind of a clean boost, which is one of the first things that I like. And also being able to manipulate the high end and the low end is really important. So it's a really great combination. So
I personally was really pleased about the level of gain you can obtain from it if you do want to crank it. It's very gainy.
No, I mean right now it's set pretty
Yeah.
pretty low. I mean the gain's yeah. There's a ton more. You know, I could probably blow the front end of this amp up.
Please, that would make good film copy.
Yeah, lots of smoke.
Yeah. If you could do a little Who rendition to destroy your studio, that would be excellent.
Yeah, you're going to play your blues licks now, right?
No, we get him to take me to the pub and a few gallons of tequila, and then I'll come back and play some blues licks.
Well, I told everybody that was asking for a video that I'd try, so they're getting the answer straight from you.
He does do a remarkable. He's kind of.
Yeah, I have to be. I have to be in the right space and the right, because it's kind of tongue in cheek for me. Because
exactly
when I first started playing, I started. You know, you got to start somewhere.
Sure.
And I kind of started with after the pop thing. You know, you can only do what you can do, and then I started playing the blues, and I played with a couple of blues bands. And then my dad would come in and he'd hear me playing, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I go like, "Well, Dad, I'm trying to learn how to play the blues." He goes, "That's not the blues. This is the blues." And then he turned me on to the jazz version of the blues, and then it was like, "Oh Lord!" So from that point, obviously, because it's almost like bebopping, which is great, also, you know. But it's got this little, it's in its own little thing, and it's like all I wanted to do was get out. Like I needed to get out of that little hole, and then it just wasn't.
Well, that little hole, you mean Bradford?
No,
because for the viewer that's not acclimatized to the English way, basically the south of England is the excellent part, and the north is not very good. Alan's from the north, I'm from the south, but we sometimes let them go back there. They do make really good beer up there, and the best fish and chips in the country. So okay, I'll give you that.
Oh, well, then I can't argue with you.
And perhaps the best, perhaps the best curries.
Perhaps.
Yeah. You could compromise and do your.
I told you about the lawnmower men.
I know, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's better now.
But you could compromise and show him, even without turning the camera off for a second, just show him the your Clapton impersonation. It's pretty funny.
Well, Alan, I remember me telling you I was at that 4th of July gig that John had.
Oh, you were?
So I saw you play some blues.
Oh, okay.
I was witness to it. It happened. I'm not just making it up.
Alan still talks.
But I usually only like slip in a couple of. Sometimes I'll in the middle of one of our gigs or whatever. I'll slip in a couple of blues licks, but it's just usually to cheer up my bandmates.
I remember Dave Carpenter, God rest his soul. Dave was always trying to push you to play the blues. He was like, "Come on, Al, let's do some blues tunes," and you're like, "I don't think so." Not today.
Not today, yeah.
We watched that clip of you in it was like 1974 with that white SG.
Soft Machine.
Yeah, with Soft
No,
Machine.
71,
And you were playing some blues licks in there. I mean,
Was I?
just sliding them in.
I thought I was trying to avoid him at that point. That was just after the blues thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well,
I
if you
mean, it's
wanna-
great. I love it, and I love the guys who play it. And it's great. It was just for me. It was just like everything. It was everything I'd heard before again. You know what was coming before it's coming. You know exactly what the guy's going to play before he plays it.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I
So
can't
that's
disagree
what
with that.
that's what I wanted to try and avoid. And as soon as I found myself going towards like playing the blues lick, I would go, no. It was like, don't go there. Go somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it was like it became something to avoid. Now people are going to hate me. I don't hate the blues. It's just I don't want to.
No, I think as if you go back to
Anymore.
if you go back to Clapton with the Blues Breakers album, you know, with Mail, that was the onset of the electric blues era, '66, and that was just remarkable playing for that time because guys like Clapton had nobody to really learn from with that tonality and you know that the overdriven sound. I mean, that was fresh and invigorating. But you know, the 145 market right now gets.
Yeah, well, the
Well,
box.
came from all the black musicians, you know, all the great black musicians, and and then along came Jim Marshall, you know, stuck a big giant Drake transformer on a 50-watt Fender Bassman, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the box that you speak of that you wanted to get out of, that's where everybody else is stuck for the most part, you know? It's true. It's true. I mean, Jay Rockett, he'll admit it. He's just got that thing and he's just stuck, and it's just a lack of, you know, knowledge.
Well, Carol Kay, the fantastic lady with bass and guitar,
Sure.
who Alan knows
She
well.
was at your small Grimmage.
Indeed. She's got that great life. She says, the more harmony, the less money.
Well, that's true too. My dad always used to say to me, he was going, man, if I see you on TV, you're finished.
Yeah,
but you know, it's like that, yeah. And Gordon Beck also used to say to me, well, we're not going to get paid by the note tonight, pals.
Just as well, you guys would be zillionaires.
Well, Phil Brown always says, I'm not getting paid to play everything I know.
Well, good point.
Well, that's easy for me. I don't know anything. But my dad always told me one thing. He goes, anything worth learning can't be taught. The other point.
It's true.
Nice philosophy, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Challenging philosophy.
Even though he was really into teaching me and helping me, it was funny. He was kind of right on.
He was a pianist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, amongst other things. Talent at the Missouri. There you go.
Well,
Anyway, all right then. No more blues?
If you just want to noodle around, play a little bit,
Okay.
we'll just kind of edit it out and, you know.
Cool pedal.
A sneak preview of your track from your new album, huh?
Oh,
Hey, John,
yeah.
can you just swipe your finger across that mouse pad?
Wrong way.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's... Can you see it? Or click on it?
That's brilliant, man. It's really cool.
No, Alan's got some ideas for some new gizmos and gadgets, as Ike Turney used to
Oh, you
call
know
them.
it.
But we should get to it at some point because you know I'd really like to bring the harness back to the fore. But you'd have to. I mean, you open this thing up, it looks like a Mad Hatter's tea party.
Oh, you want to see one?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Chris is,
I only have a prototype. I don't have the.
but it works amazingly.
I don't have a. It's pretty interesting. The new ones look pretty good, but this does. So
Do you know?
This done,
Did you know
this
that
and
Steve? He's this guy went off to Costa Rica.
That's crazy.
The guy at the engineering company. Steve.
No.
Yeah. Steve.
Oh, pause it.
Yeah, he's back. He's allowed to get a liver transplant.
Hey, Alan, do you want to face it forward so we can see the front panel, or?
Yeah.
Everybody that talks about this thing says it's the best thing out there.
This looks like that comedy thing where it's like a man's machine on off, a woman's machine, like 400,000.